exam desktop would be like this, and you will get a very less window size to work with it. So be practice with a smaller window, and my advice, you should always try browser, Firefox browser, because Firefox browser is there available in environment, means in CK examination, and there your document page, and you can find anything there. So start with our tips number 1, which is take a deep breath and calm down. And you don't know, it really work. The CK exam feels like a race, but your real superpower is staying calm when the clock is ticking. When you are relaxed, you think sharper, you read questions more peacefully, more carefully, and you make fewer mistakes. So before the first question or whenever you feel stuck, don't worry, pause, breathe, smile, and then go for it. Because a calm mind always types faster and solves smarter. So our second tips is don't waste too much time. Move on if it is taking too long. If a question start eating up your time, don't get stuck with it. Give it a fair shot, around 3 to 5 minute max. And if it is not clicking, leave it, flag it, move to the next one. Keep your momentum, because you can always come back later with fresh mind. Remember, finishing more questions calmly is better than perfect one and missing 3. And remember, there is a time of 2 hours for the 16 questions most of the time. So you take it as a 1.5 hour only, because environment is slow, and sometime when it is stuck, then troubleshooting happens. So you consider 1.5. You would get 2 hours is very good, but keep that time for yourself 1.5 hour. Don't think that you have 2 hours. You have only 1.5 hour. Prepare your mind for that. Third tip number 3 is don't rush your typing. Here, if you see, if you type here, just I am typing JJ, but in that environment it's very slow. When you type J, there will nothing will appear, and when you type JJJJ, the once it will appear at 4 times, and boom, you will need to delete, and that is very slow. So the exam terminal can lag a bit, so don't hammer like the keyboard, like it is speed test. When you type too fast, command jumbles, letter skip, and then you waste more time fixing typos than solving the question. So type steadily, not fast. Watch what appears on the screen as you go. A clean, correct command the first time is always faster than typing 3 broken ones in a hurry. So whenever you make mistake in such type of commands, so just Control C and you will have a fresh line. Fourth tip number, which is very important, you should never forget it, because it is a peace of mind when you are solving the question. Before making a big changes, take a backup of running resources. It can save you later. Before making a big changes, always backup what already working. If you mess something up, you will have a copy ready to recreate it quickly. Use a simple dry run or export to save YAMLs. Like whenever I total lifesaver during the examination. I always used to take a backup 2 times. One is with the touch and one with the not touch. And I will not touch backup. I will have it for backup purpose. And this I will use for edit or something type of purpose. So many suggest the imperative way. Tip number 5 is many suggest the imperative way, but go declarative when it matters. Most trainer will tell you to use imperative commands like kubectl run or expose because they are faster and they work. But sometimes this habit, due to version mismatch or deprecated flag, they break or behaves differently in exam environment. That's why the declarative approach is YAML file is safer. I have seen this thing in horizontal pod autoscaler type of activity, so be aware of it. Use a declarative approach instead of imperative. You can see what being applied, fix it easily, sometimes fails, and reapply anytime. So for pod creation or testing purpose, imperative would be okay. It's not about the speed, it's about the control and reliability. In real CK situation, YAML don't lie, but commands sometimes do. So always use a namespace. It makes life easier. If you type a k hyphen and default, so this type of habit will save you to forget. It prevent you to forget that namespace or namespace. As you always remember your namespace, and 2025 and 2026 are in examination, namespace is there in manifest file. So most of the time namespace is required in examination or in resources, because when you include hyphen and namespace in your tab completion work smarter. It auto suggests the resources only from that namespaces. Plus you will avoid those sneaky pod not found moment when the big object is sitting in another namespace. It's a small habit that saves big time during the examinations, so this is very important. I always use k and default. Means if instead of k get pod, I use k, so there is no pod. So instead of doing this command, I always prefer this command. So I remember this. We are in working with the default namespace. Seventh number is use the question link smartly. So whenever there is a scenario, I can say, let's say I am having this scenario, so whatever the questions asked, there is a link of it. Means useful links are here in upside, and every question in CKA has important documentation link right above it. Don't waste time scrolling through the documentation. So whenever there is a documentation, suppose kubernetes.io, so for HPA, so don't waste time scrolling through the document manually. Instead remember the keyword like YAML feedback 3000. Suppose I want a HPA file, so I'll just click on HPA, and what I do, I just type FEED, and just above it this YAML file is there. Instead of scrolling so much down, it will save a lot of time. If you don't remember this type of keywords, so always use YAML, but instead of this will also take a 2 or 3 clicks. I have remember all the keywords, and that this too is good, because instead of doing much R&D at the last moment, you can find this 2 or FEED, because most of the YAML file I found it's better in this there. Sometimes the unique thing you need to find, because I know this YAML file is here, so I just find. If suppose I need to do any more changes, so whatever things I need to find, just suppose like in PV, persistent volume. So here persistent volume, so just I click Control F FEED. Okay, so here there is a link of create a persistent volume claim and create a document. Okay, so just you can click that link and create a persistent volume. You will get a persistent volume file, and things will be very easy. And I always appreciate if you use this trick and save your time and thank me later. No issues. I don't have a much reach on YouTube, but I'm happy with if anyone get the benefit of my channel. Thank you. So that precious that's how save precious minutes, and trust me, many people have seen this huge different using tricks. Also when you practice, use Firefox, as I'll already said, because in this environment, if I see here, Firefox is already installed and this terminal is there. Okay, don't forget SSH. Always in the question there is a SSH type of thing. Just copy paste and work in that environment only. This is very important. Means you should always use, because you won't get any marks if you are doing in the wrong environment. So knowing the Vim and Linux shortcut gives you a real edge. But if you are not knowing, then it's also okay, because last moment it should not do much R&Ds. If you earlier knowing these things, it's good, but at last moment you don't do it. Attempt every question, even partial answers earns mark. So I advise never leave a question blank, even you are unsure about it. Finish it fully. So whatever part you can, CKA partial credit. So if create half resources or fix a problem, you will still score something. Many people miss passing by a few points just because they skip half solved question. So remember, 60% solution is still better than not attempt all. So there are many, but these are the mains. And one more which I think I'm forgetting is the first question is create a storage class named CSI. This is the name, okay, with the following specification. This specification is clear here, but you might get in words, so you could have to extract it from the question. So now storage classes, I'll go to the Kubernetes documentation, or in examination you will find the links with reference to any of the documents or things required. So you can easily click and that page will open, but that facility is not here with me, so I am opening this page. And a quick tip, you should work in Firefox, so you could be able, means you are ready with the navigation style there. So I'll go to storage class. So storage class, no much scroll, and you'll find the storage class file easily. You can just via .yml. I'll paste it here and not delete any. First I'll read the question if anything required. So use provisioner, set default class as default. So I have to check whether already available or not. So I can get storage classes. So here this is available, so I will change it. So first I'll take backup. It is very much advisable to take any backup whatever you change, because if something goes wrong you can revert. Okay, local path, I'll redirect it to backup storage class .vml. Now I'll edit storage class local path, and here you will find that the storage class Kubernetes, this is true. I make it false. Get storage class. So look the difference. Here it is default, but here nothing is there. So this is already done. So this is not default. So we can make our storage class default. So go to the file and now make changes as per the question. So storage class name is CSI this. Always do copy as much as possible from the question, so you can avoid typo mistakes. Here it is false, so you need to make it true. And provisioner is same. I see. So this is the provisioner, and reclaim policy, set reclaim policy to retain. So it is already set here. Allow volume expansion. Allow volume expansion is true. Add mount option to discard. So mount option to discard is already there. Use wait for the customer volume binding mode. Volume binding mode is wait for the customer. So this parameter is not asked, so you can happily delete it. You can press double D. Okay, escape. You can press double D. So delete it. And now you can this also, but comment you can also delete, but no issue if it is not changed. Okay, W cube. But if you make it clean, it's very good. So WQ and K apply FNF storage classes. This is created. Control L. K get storage classes. So now your created is showing in default. One thing is also there. Save this configuration to a file name this and apply it. So I already applied it. But so what I will do, cp the storage class YAML file to sc, so cat sc, so this is also there. Okay, control L. Now question number 2, you already have a default storage class named old default. So I'll refresh this scenario. You already have a storage class named old default. You created old default. You created a new class, a fast FSI already applied, but forget to mark as it as a default. A get storage classes. So here it, but this is not required. because our scenario is little different. So okay, so we have to create the scenario now. Don't worry, hold default. And second one is fast AI FSI. Paste it. Okay, this will you find in blog or any comment link in a comment box. So paste what you have done, already created two storage classes. And now what question says, you already have default storage class old default and you created first as CSA already applied, but forget to mark as default. Okay, patch first CSI to default storage class and remove the default annotation from the old default. So get storage class, this is showing in default and this is not. So what this question is showing, remove this default and make this is default. So you can do it by two steps. Means here patch is written, so I advise to do it via patch, otherwise you can do it via edit also. So first you have to make this default class to false. So I'll take a backup first. Old default old backup dot YAML. So now I will cat it YAML. So this is the thing which required. Sorry, I had wrong file cat. I cat wrong file. Hyphen backup.yaml. Sorry, here one mistake I have done. Here I forgot to write hyphen OML, hyphen OYAML. So now I'll cat it. So you will find this annotation. In earlier example also I had I had done a mistake here. So don't forget to write hyphen OYAML so that you can get to YAML file. Now this storage class annotation, this is true. So I would like to make it false. So this is, you can directly copy it till here because patch command seems little difficult. So from metadata you will copy till here, just copy it. And now k patch storage, I'll make storage class 1 minute. I'll make control L, so I will be in top. Now I'll make k patch storage class and then name is fast CSI and I have to make it true. So hyphen p and paste. Now I need to make one here and closing brackets. So mark how much bracket, 1 2 3. While writing your patch command, be careful. So fast FSI is patched. So k get storage class, both are seeing in default. So you have to remove this, mark it as so similar command, but instead of this true, you need to make it false, and in this you have to make it old default. Now k get storage class. Now this fast FSI is default. Fast FSI default and remove the default annotation from old default. So done. Two questions are done. Now control L. If you want to take a backup, then I had done a little mistake there. So you have to write this hyphen o YAML. I forgot this two option, the two, and so you need to follow these steps. Okay, control L. Now question number 3. Create a storage class. Create a storage class named perf-csi-sc using CSI driver example provisioner, but do not make it default. It must be allow expansion, include the parameter guaranteed right to true, immediate, and use delete as a recurrent policy. So this is in this. Okay, so copy this and first via make it, and then copy the storage class, paste. And now you have to change the thing as per the question. This expansion, allow volume expansion. So volume expansion is true. Include, do not make it default, so it is false. Provisioner is example or vendor. Okay, same, no issue. Volume mount is true, this true, and the immediate, this is immediate, paste, immediate. If you find any issues, means what would be the I is small or capital, so I will explain you. And this is true, and use the policy is delete, then this policy is delete. Here default value is delete. Okay, so I'll make it so k API hyphen resource record चालू API resources बंद करो API resources hyphen grep storage class. Okay, so K explain, I'll copy this or I can copy SC. So you will find this immediate volume binding mode. This is immediate. So you'll know the spell is immediate. Spell is like this and spell is like this. Okay, so no need to worry if you don't know what the I should be. I is small or capital, or in delete D is capital or small. So I'll apply K apply hyphen F that SC. Okay, K get storage class. So fast F, this is your storage class. So I'll refresh it. My fourth task is run a command to identify with storage class is currently as default. Run a command to identify which storage class is currently set as default. Provide the kubectl command output showing the correct storage class. Okay, so just a simple command k get storage classes. Okay, this is your answer. So here you find this is default and provide the kubectl output showing the correct storage class annotation. So you can describe it. So here you will find it is true. Then question number 5, create a new storage class. So control L, K get storage class. So here it is default. You have to make it K edit. First take a backup. K get storage class local path hyphen o YAML, and then this local dot local st dot backup YAML, and then K edit storage local path. Come to the storage classes Kubernetes default. I know it is boring, and next time I will try to make it little interactive also. So make it false and escape wq K get storage class. This is okay. Now I have to create it via storage classes. No file is name specific file name required. So YAML, I'll copy this YAML file, copy provisioner. If you want to know the YAML shortcut, I'm creating a video for this also. Make this is true. Name is cluster1 and rest thing which is not required, just delete it. Allow expansion not required. This is not required. This is not required. So happily K apply hyphen F storage and K get storage class. So cluster1 is default. So here we got all the steps. So better try to solve it by your own and practice because I know you can have means you are expertise and you know all the things, but in exam time it is very much means Kubernetes is a race against time like thing. So practice a lot and you will be topper. Thank you so much for your love and support. We'll Hello, thank you so much for your love and support. If you're not familiar with the sidecar concept, then please check out the video in the playlist. It will make understanding and solving the question much simpler. So, come to the question. You have a deployment named my app in the default namespace. Less typing required as it is in default namespace. This deployment has a single container named my app which write log message to a file. File is given text every second. Currently there is no mechanism to tell or view the log. So add a sidecar container and name is add a sidecar container to existing deployment named a log shipper. So don't write a name sidecar because especially log shipper is mentioned. This container must use the image alpine latest. Run the following command which tail the logs. Both the container must share a volume /opt okay mtdir
If it is not written, then also you must check the volume. If volume is there, don't worry. If volume is not there, you should write and mount the volume also. You don't need or delete the modify the original my app container, so you need not do any changes, and it is run as a sidecar container and not the init container. So it run parallel with the container, not like a init container that work is finished then they exited. So I will go here, I will type sidecar, so you will find a first link. In examination most of the time this link will be there, so you need not worry for anything. So what I will do, I'll just copy from here, copy, and I'll make scenario. Okay, and just to add a little complexity, I will add few environment variables. Okay. And I'll apply apply hyphen app. So now the scenario is ready. Let's check the scenario. So first thing you need to get k hyphen n name is an default. I always prefer to write in this specific manner so that you would never forget the name space. So get deployment apps. So here is my app. So get pod is running. If you are adding sidecar container, then it will become 2 and 2 out of 2 must be ready. So first step is always to take a backup. So if something goes wrong, then you are safe. You can restart and do again. So my app hyphen o YAML, and then I take backup 2 times. First is touch and second is not touch. So SCNARIO, and question number as I say it's a 2. So dot touch dot YAML. Okay. And here no touch dot YAML. Okay. I'll cat it so I'm sure that backup is with me and no worries. So Control L, and once again get deployment app. So I need to edit, and which deployment app? My app. So first thing, you should not scroll up and down because remote desktop is slow. So colon and forward slash type SPEC and then enter and then N. So you are there with container. Now you have to add a second container. Okay. And but here you are not, here volume is not there. So before spec, I suggest slash volume. No volume is not there. So again slash spec, enter and. Okay. You got here. So there are 2 spec. So volume must be added in the container sections. Means it's above the container section because it's a pod section. So here volumes. So name is there with volumes. So in sidecar container you can check volumes is in with the container and name and data. So hyphen names, name is data, and here is a mount path. So if this type of thing happen, you escape and press U and redo the things again. Columns, name, data, and mount empty dir, and then. Now volume mount is required. So here you volume mounts. You look for the volume mounts. Volume mounts is here and data is opt is here. So you can copy it from here also and paste. So I'll delete this line. You should practice many more times so that you will be expert. At least 20 times I suggest you practice this question because 50% of the time you will find errors. Now need to add second container. So here you need to start adding second container. Above the DNS policy, name check whether name is given or not. If not given, then you can use sidecar, but name is given, then you should provide the name. And then image, you should not write your own image because in CKA examination everything is well explained and mentioned. Now commands. So here is a tailf command, but you need to write it bin sh because Alpine container run with the bin sh. If busybox is there, sh. If busybox is there, then you have to write bin slash sh and the same command paste. You should be very careful because there is no space. You should not left with any space. Properly this is in quote. This C is also in quote, and tail F or whatever things are right in a single quote. Okay. Now you add volume mounts. So volume mounts, you can add it from here or you can add it from there also, because try to write it by your own, because if you write, then in copy and paste we do some mistakes, and that mistake could be terrible. So confirm once again. Some, if everything is right, then it will save, otherwise it will save in a temporary file. This status, if you delete from here to last, then also okay, but no need. WQ and then save. So I think I had done some mistakes, so review that. Spec volumes, VOLUMES, name mtdir, container sh, okay, command images, image alpine latest, volume mounts, data, name log shipper. Look, in a hurry I forget that I should start from here. Here is the first container. So here is the first container. So what I'm saying that you should write, you should do this question so much time, means many times. So just test where this cursor is in the same place. Okay, so just up and down, from C, just press that first container start from here, and second same, and DNS policy is same. So now I think it's everything is good. I'll save. Well, it is edited properly. Don't worry if it not saved. It will, suppose I'll do any mistakes. First I'll check if everything is a get pod, 2 pod is running, and this will terminate after the grace period. So k describe, k get deployment. Okay, it's good, cool. Now I k describe, k and default describe my app deployment, my app. So you'll find two first image, and this is the log shipper, second first container, second container. Okay, great. The is solved, but I'll show one thing. Means here at the time of edit, okay, if I do any mistakes, suppose here in image I have not passed anything, WQ, and it's edited. Okay, we'll do some another mistakes, like spell mistake of here, I'll WQ, so it will save in a, okay, so it will temporary saved, and now you can edit that file and correct the mistake. Here image, if you see that image is mistaken a latest, so that mistake's impact is your deployment, 1 2 pod will not be ready, only single pod will be ready. Here I had done a mistake, volume mount, I'll here make S and WQ. If you apply kubectl edit 1 3, so this is configured. If you'll get deployment, get pods, so you'll find this thing, second container image pullback error. So you need to correct this, correct that file once again, or you can edit the, means both way you can do these things, where the image is alpine latest, and either change this image to alpine latest, okay, and then WQ. So now we'll get pod 7. Now one is, what I'm doing means, let's check for few, get pod -w, still image pullback error. By ALPINE latest volume mount, okay, volume mounts alpine latest volume mount, everything is good to go. I'll delete this status, WQ get pod W. This should not happen. Image pullback error is only deal with the image, so I'll delete. Appline is there, so I will copy it from here, paste. I'll both, here is correct, but I'll paste. WQ now should be ready. Yes, now it's working. So look, only this ALPINE or ALIPNE means only a image name got in a lot of trouble. So be careful when you are typing. in examination, because I do have a time to troubleshoot, but you won't. And don't spend much time. If you stuck in a single question, you will lost your exam. So if one question takes a lot of time, leave it. There is plenty of question to solve. If you solve 12 questions perfectly, you are, at least you can pass. So this is the result. So thank you so much for your love and support. We'll meet in next session. Thank you so much. Hello. Thank you so much for your love and support. And today's question is install about the CNI. So we are installing Funnel today. Okay. Funnel is not native network policies. So in examination, if specific things are asked, then you have to be careful which network, which CNI to be installed. So today we are installing first Funnel and second Calico. And Calico will install via Tigre operator and without Tigre operators. So first, for installing Funnel or any CNI, you need CIDR range. Okay. So where do you find CIDR range? CIDR range you can get inside the kube control manager file. So where did you find kube control manager file? CD etc kubernetes manifest ls. You'll find kube controller manager file. If via cat kube controller manager file grep I CIDR. So you'll find cluster CIDR is this. So you have to edit for CIDR. So whatever the link required for the installation will already be provided to you. Here for practice, I am providing you this link. So this part is common for every CNI installation. So this information will be provided to you. So if you directly apply, then CIDR range will be by default, whatever is there. So what you do curl -o. So it will get this file, YAML file. This utility is all means always installed in any environment. In exam environment. So ls, you will find this kubefunnel file. So via kubefunnel and then /CIDR or /16. Okay. So you'll find that network CIDR, or you'll find network. So you can edit that CIDR. Here it's different. In our scenario, it's 192.168.0.0. So wq, save it, and then k apply -f kubefunnel YAML. So YAML is installed. So verify it, kubefunnel. So these two pods are running. So IP route is also showing. Okay. Or so this is the installation is done successfully. Now we'll install Calico via Tigre. So I'll refresh this platform. So Calico installation, we need to check pod CIDR. So cat /etc kubernetes manifest kube controller manager grep -I and CIDR. So this is the CIDR. So this is the page you can explore for the installation of Calico installation. Here most of the documentation you will find that apply command, but you should use this create command. And instead of create, I always use first replace and then create. Replace and then create. Okay. Control L. So first thing is that you have to replace or create, and second thing you need to modify that CRD. So here custom resource, if second link is not provided, then custom-resources. Okay. And you should not create this, you should first fetch it, because you need to edit CIDR. So you can wget okay ls via custom resources. So you will find here this
CIDR range is same. So WQ K apply -f custom resources, control L K get pod -n Calico system. So you need to wait for some time. This two pod will take a little time. We need to change the BGP, or we need to change this. Sorry, I had installed once again. I need to change here, instead of VLAN X cross. If you do is good, WQ K apply, control L K get pod Calico system. These two pods mostly in killer coda type of environment, I found this is not working. So I need to change this BGP setting. If this not working, then only you need to change that BGP disabled. Otherwise won't, do not do it. BGP disabled. Okay, configured. Then K get pod. It should work. It will take a little time. I'll make it watch. You would go for solving another question and then come back here, and you will find this pod will work. It will take at least 60 to 90 seconds to get ready. Actually, this you will not find anywhere. This solution you will not find anywhere. Most those who have followed got this question. This
Hello, thank you so much for your love and support. And today's we are ready with another question. Helm. So let's get started. What is Helm? Helm is a package manager for Kubernetes. It lets you bundle, configure, and deploy application called charts in a repeatable way. So link is given. I will Helm add repo Argo and paste it. HELM add repo Argo. Sorry, is here repo add. So Argo has been added to your repositories. So Helm call the CLI, add a new repo, and this is the ls name. Okay, now update. So simple command helm repo update. So you will use latest chart. So now here we are talking specific version and CRDs, no CRD and enable CRD in set CRD. So people, there are two ways: skip CRD and install CRD. So first I will make a template for this ArgoCD CRD, and then we'll discuss where to use set or skip flag. So HELM template, then ArgoCD template ArgoCD version is 8.0.7 8.0.17, and then namespace is ArgoCD, and then set CRDs dot install equal to false. Don't forget s also. Everything should be like this. Okay, and then so no CRD. I'll forget YAML to write YAML here. Pest.yaml. Okay, and one where it's a true. So there are two files with us. So first of all, set or skip. You had seen that set replicas count something like this. So means this what Helm is, Helm get the values. Okay, so the purpose of set is override the chart default value for a specific thing. That enforces Helm to use values provided in state was values.yaml. And skip CRDs means Helm will not install or upgrade those CRD even if chart ships them. So better use CRDs installed to follow the chart's own CRD template logic, and use skip CRD. You need Helm itself never to install or upgrade any CRDs from the chart. Okay, now one more thing, means this is optional, and one more thing I want to show you, that so I'll control L, Helm search repo ArgoCD/version. So you will get all the version, but we are instead particular about this version. So grep 8.0.17. So here is the version. Now Helm show values Argo version 8.0.17, and then grep I'll paste E10. If I is work. No, this is not I want. Where I'm doing Helm show values. Okay, here is the mistake, -CRDs. So you will find CRDs install and upgrade CRD, and install.true keep the CRD. This install and upgrade CRD. So we don't want to install CRD. So this will be false. Install should be false. So we'll use set.install. Instead of skip, we have to use set. So we do have oh sorry, in earlier command we had is true, sorry, it's false. I had not changed the file name. So what these things with CRD is. So we need to install both way first. So we'll key apply -f CRD disable. So sorry, installation time you need to remember means we have to create namespace. So create ns cd now so get pod -n ar ArgoCD. So these are the pod, and don't worry, because if you had no means you are explicitly asked if it is installed or not. If CRD installed, then this pod will be running, otherwise not. So first we had installed with no CRD, so this is run, this few pods is not running. Now I will apply with CRD. Now with I went oh sorry, I had mistakenly that this CRD enable and CRD disable. Now I had to, this is false, we have to CRD enable. True. Please keep it in mind, these are the two files. I think I already made a mistake in renaming the files. So k apply -f ARGOCD, and then you will see those pod will start working. Look, all the pods are started running. So thank you so much for your love and support. Once again, we'll discuss here. Instead of using this file, I had given some other name, but you should be specific with the name asked. Okay, thank you so much for your love and support once again. Thank you so much for your love and support. Once again, we are back with another question, that is horizontal pod autoscaler. If you are not aware about the horizontal pod autoscaler, this topic very well explained in one of my playlist. So you can go through it. And now the question: you have a deployment name API backend in the default namespace. Okay. Information got is the default namespace. Create a HPA targeting 70% of CPU uses. Okay, minimum 1 and maximum 10. Okay, and set scale up cooldown before delay before scaling up again 30 seconds. File name HPA, and set HPA to avoid scaling up rapidly even if CPU is spikes. So avoid scaling up rapidly even if CPU spikes. So what does it mean? So instead of increasing rapidly, it waits for 30 seconds with the same utilization above this 70%, and then it adds the pods. While scaling up rapidly, it means it's a behavior, means it's 30-second scale up cooldown is mentioned, means it says consistently 30-second then scale up, otherwise do nothing. This is the behavior. Okay, and it comes with the policies, but if it is not mentioned exclusively, then don't go for it. So from one, if 30 seconds gone, then in one time it can add 1, 4, 5, 7, whatever it's internally decides, but with the policy properties you can control that. So this you will get in behavior section, and this is the simple HPA. So let's get started. For this to work, for this to work, matrix server is to be needed. So we'll install matrix server first and then we'll go ahead with the solution. So matrix server installation is very simple. Check if the matrix server is present. Is no, not found. So you can install from here. You have to paste it. It's not done. Why it is not working? It is taking another lines. Actually, it's taking extra lines. So what? This is the issue. What is happening here? Sorry, I will create a blog and there I will share this thing. This should be installed. Secure patch paste. Waiting for deployment. We'll check. Successfully rolled out. Verify it is working or not. Paste. Okay, true means it's working. Top nodes. A paste. So look here, it's giving this information, CPU and memory. So matrix server is installed. Now we have to prepare a deployment, because here it says your deployment name API backend, means it is already created. So we need to create the deployment. Step 4 is already given. You can directly copy this file and you can paste it. So this is created. Control L, and now solution start. -and default get deployment API. Okay, now we have to take backup API backend -o YAML q5 backup.yaml. Sorry, spell mistake. YAML. So we have created a backup. So if something goes wrong, we can use it. Now it's time to create a horizontal pod autoscaler. So many use that imperative commands, but I insist use declarative command, because some versions mismatch will cause you some trouble. Okay, in examination you will find all the required links ready to use. So I will type HPA and search, and one thing, you go to the walkthrough so you can find the YAML file. And if you forget everything, then Control F YAML and enter. This is the YAML file you needed, but so much enter you have to do. So what I do, feed, it directly reaches to the end of the page, and there just scroll up and copy this YAML file, and I'll come here and create a YAML file, and that YAML file you should create HPA backend YAML file. If name is not given, you can create anything, but if name is given, you can create in that name. Sorry. Now copy here you can paste it. Okay, now this scale up pull down is there. Okay, so now you go to that auto scaling and scale up. I will type 300. Okay, so scale down, scale up. So this is the thing it is asking. So I will copy this code, and I'll paste it, and this block belongs to the spec section, so it is below the matrix. Okay, so just press to space, go into the insert mode, press I, now press to step space, and you are there matrix. Now Control Shift V. Now here something goes wrong, means something skip, I'll delete. Here you find this both came in the same column, but if you see here, this is intended. So I'll press I again, press 2, come down, press 2, and now 30. This thing is done. This check, it's a 70. Utilization, CPU, resource, maximum replicas is 10, minimum, and name. Everything you should check with proper care. Here is the name. So it is not mentioned. Sorry, you should not do anything. Here name, get form deployment. Okay, now means this is the deployment name. Now this name you can set it by yourself, because it is not given, but I will say HPA and I'll set it HPA. Okay, and namespace is not mentioned here, but default is there. Backend, you have deployment in default namespace. Okay, namespace is not namespace is default, so you can write it default git ns, so it is default is already present, so you can write it default, or if not required, but mostly some namespaces is also there in examination, so I'm putting it here so that you cannot forget. And now for deployment, this is the deployment name. So get, I already said that use and default get deployment. So API, this is the deployment name. So we are referencing this deployment, means this HPA is working on this deployment. Okay, So everything seems right. I'll escape and wq k apply -f hpa backend YAML k get autos k get hpa. So here you will see the reference. It should be, you should check is a deployment, and that deployment is API backend. And for some time it is showing that unknown, but after a few minutes it will be working. It means showing something if the result if the metric server is installed. Otherwise it will be like this only. So our task is done. But for so you can practice this question. And thank you so much for your love and support once again. We'll prepare more question to practice the scenarios. Anything can be asked instead of scale down, scale up, cool down, scale down. Scale down window second can be asked. Means everything will discuss, and I'm creating a question for that thing also, so that you can easily prepare. And this mock question will be the big series, and you can practice most of the scenarios, not only so that any type of question you can able to solve in exam. Thank you so much for your love and support. Today we are back with another question, mock question, that is a priority class, which in regards with the priority class. So if you are not aware about the priority class, there is one lecture of priority class in our playlist. You can go through it so you can understand priority class well. I'll just brief about the priority class, what is it and how it works. So I'll go to the Kubernetes, I'll type priority class. There I will find priority class. So just I'll copy this file via priority.yaml. I'll paste it. Okay, priority class. Okay, it is having high priority girlfriend. Okay, I'll say it, and once again I will create a priority. So here I will it. Okay, too less. Okay, so low second, or I can say it's a backup girl. So I'll save it. I apply both, and this one, two priorities are created, two priority classes are created. So I'm making this I will make this is one priority class, and this is another priority class, k get priority class. So this is the user defined priority class because it is the system defined priority class. So don't check the priority of this. These are two which is of our concern. Okay, so this is one, and name is, now I will make two pods, and in one this priority and with one this priority. Okay, and we'll make enough resources so that only one pod can survive. So where is the pod file? Okay, via pod1.yml I'll paste resources. Okay, so I'll make it 400 so that two pod can be easily. Now priority class name is high priority gf wq, and similarly cp pod1.yml, pod2.yml, YAML, and via pod2.yml. And now here I will backup -gf. And okay, so wq. Okay, name I will choose it as high priority index backup girlfriend, BACK backup -gf, and for pod 1 it's a gf. Now control K get priority pod priority class. Sorry. So here two classes, and now I will k apply -f dot. So sorry. This means these two files, pod 1 and pod 2, is got created. Okay, this was already created, so no issue. Now k get pod. So both is running. Backup girlfriend, this is priority and this is priority. Now what I will do, I'll make one another. I'll just maximize it. Tmux. So Tmux control B 50%. Yes. Now k get pod -w. Okay. Now now I'll here create one another girlfriend pod, backup girlfriend pod. Okay. K apply -f pod2.yml. Sorry, I will change one name or pod name to I'll backup name backup girlfriend -1 I-1. So I'll apply once again. Okay, pending. We'll see this got in pending state. Okay, because no resource is available. But I'll pod 1. I'll create pod 1 .yaml. Here I will name it girlfriend 1. So resource is not available. Look what happened. Look here. Look, terminating. Backup girlfriend terminated. Okay. And now girlfriend 1 running. Okay. If you see, I'll refresh it. Control C, Control B, Control C, and Control L. Now this backup is in pending, and girlfriend 1 and girlfriend 2 is running. Means what is happening here? What is happening here? Pod is created. This is backup GF created. Okay, high priority -GF. GF is created. Pod of GF is created. GF is created. Okay, this is a lower priority. This is a higher priority. Okay, it is nothing with the name. It is with the number. Okay, if this name is anything, its name is low priority, but this number is greater than this number, then this is the highest priority. Okay, so now I'm creating this pod, but this pod goes in the pending state because resource is not available. Now I start creating this pod. So this pod is terminated, and in this running pod got terminated, and new pod GF1 is created and working fine. So the highest priority pod must be running as far as resource are constant. If resources are available, every pod will work and will run. But if resources are constant, then priority wise pod will run. Same with the deployment. Here again, if I will create one pod again, then it will not work because resources are not available with us. If you can check, Control C, K get K describe node 01. So here you will find, so K get K describe node 01. So you'll find, so I'll K get nodes node 01, K describe node. So here you will find this 800 is already taken, so means only 75 is left. So we cannot run one more pod with the 400 core CPU, so millicore CPU. So I'll clean this environment, and I think you same it with the deployment. If so, I'll refresh this so that everything gets clean. Generate a priority class name urgent priority for urgent workloads. Setting up 10 less than the highest current user defined priority class value. Patch the deployment MySQL writer in the database namespace to use the urgent priority class and verify the successful rollout. Okay. Whatever the question asks, you have to do it. So here this deployment is mentioned, means MySQL writer is already there. So we need to create the MySQL writer deployment, but we have to patch it. So we won't create it with the priority. So we need to create a namespace database paste. We need to create deployments without the mentioning that classes. Okay, so just copy and paste it. So Control L, K get pods. Okay, K get deployments. Sorry, Control A, Control K hyphen and database get deployment apps. So this 2 of 2 MySQL writer is, I need to patch in. Okay, I had to patch this writer. Okay, so I'll make a little changes. I'll delete -f. Okay, delete deployment and MySQL. This is what happened. First, you have to write namespace -n database deployment apps and then MySQL writer. So so now this Redis is running. I need to little changes in this so that first you have to make a Redis cache and then MySQL writer. Don't worry, it will update it. You need not worry for that. Next time, whenever you create, it will work for you. Just copy paste. Now if you'll see that a hyphen and database get deployment apps. So MySQL writer is not running, but this pod is running. You need not worry for that which is running or which is not running. You have to focus on the question. So I need to create one user defined is also there. So one priority class is also there. So let's say I create one priority class. I'll just make priority class. Okay, now our answer start k get priority class. So here this is the user defined priority. So what happened? Setting that means you have to generate a priority class named urgent priority. So I need to create a urgent priority class. Okay, and setting the value 10 less than the highest priority class in the user defined. This is the system defined, don't touch it. You have to minus 10 from this, so this will become minus 10, so 99999. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 5 9 and 0. So create it. So just kubernetes.io, search priority class. So what priority? Now just copy this file via urgent.yaml. You can name it anything, but name something logical that you won't forget. So you can write a description. I won't recommend much longer description. So priority class shift DW. So this will remove all from there, and now I'm in insert mode, and this priority less than 10 UDP. See, less than user defined priority class. Okay, so escape WQ, and then but we forget something, that we have not changed the name. So here name is urgent priority. So copy paste, I am writing here, but you should copy paste. No typo, please. Urgent URGENT. Okay. Escape WQ and K apply -f urgent. Okay. Now K get priority class. So our priority class is created. Why this is high priority? No. Oh, sorry. We have not changed the name. So look, K delete priority class urgent priority. Okay. So Control L. Now K get priority classes K via priority. So this is not our priority class file via. So you have to 1 minus means 9999. 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 5 nines 99999 6 9. So 5 9 and 1 0. So K apply FNF. So K get policy priority pod class. So here you will see this number is here. Okay. So here patch the deployment MySQL writer in the database name space database namespace to use the urgent priority class. Okay. So we have k get deployment -n database. So I already told you that first always get backup and check whether the backup is already there with you. And sorry, here wrong backup. K get deployment apps -n database, that name MySQL server -o YAML. Always keep practice of checking it, because here I had done mistake, but unfortunately if you by mistake and not check, then at the time of crash backup will not available to you. So be careful, always check. So I will check cat mysql.yaml. So yes, it is there. Now second backup, Control L delete. So Reddish cache. So cache -o YAML. Okay, because sometimes we forget something and take backup and reddish.yaml reddish pc.yaml. Okay, now both backup is available. So if something goes wrong with the deployment, we can recreate it and we can work. So now I have to patch MySQL writer. So you can use patch command. So first you need to check where the priority pod is. So if you scroll down, so you will get pod priority class is there, priority pod. So is in container spec section. So in template and then spec. So cat redis dot backup. Sorry, Control L cat, in which you have to patch, that we have to patch in MySQL writer. So just above you will find that template spec replicas to template labels MySQL spec. So in spec section high priority pods is there. So you can just copy till here, copy Control L. I'll just comment it so that I can use. And now So you can write kubectl -n database, then deployment, sorry, patch, then deployments, then MySQL writer, then press this, no issue, then -p, then here you single quote curly braces, and from here just copy. But before that, you should go here and just press hash so that it won't execute it until you fully prepare with for it. Press. So here you want priority class name. Just go to the sheet and here is the priority class name. Copy it, paste it, and here you paste urgent priority. It is not much tough, but you are seeing it because, and the thing which not required, remove it from here. Until template you go, do it little slow, whatever time it takes, but if the question get right at once, then it's very good. So template, so here you put a bracket, then template, then you don't need this. Okay, now you can go to the spec section till here. So your file look like this, curly braces, then spec in quote, and then template, and then colon, then spec in a quote, then priority class, and you know how many brackets, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So press 1 is already there, 2, 3, 4, and just press 1. So now I'll remove this and patch. Now check controller get deployment apps -n database. So earlier MySQL was not running, but it's running now. Or get pods -o and -n database. So -w. So this goes in the pending state, and it's a 42 second. So it is terminated. Sorry, it was terminated and restarted, and then it is in pending state. So because of high priority, this pod get evicted and turning. But don't too much bother about it. Only do the step, because this is the automatic step. If this is done right, then it will, because it all depend on how many resources are created. You won't bother about this pod eviction or not. Okay. So here you will see in, if look, this reddish is there, deployment, and then MySQL 0. Okay, but now if you'll see, MySQL is running. So this is the power of high priority, means priority classes. So there is a good resources already available in our playlist. So just watch it and enjoy. Thank you so much for your love and support once again. If you find any mistakes in the tutorial, because I am doing it in very hurry, so keep me noted. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your love and support. Once again, we are back with another question, and this is a mock question about request and limit. This is a part 1, and part 2 and part 3 will be coming soon. And let's get started. Create a deployment name memory demo in the default namespace with the following specification. It must run 4 replicas, and it must have a single container using image and Nginx Alpine, means there is only a single container is running in the deployment, and fair memory and CPU request to set. Limit request is exactly double the request, and the pod must run successfully without hitting memory scheduling constant. So if you are not aware of request and limit, so one beautiful video is created in the playlist. You can watch it so you can have a fair idea of request and limit. So let's get started about a very simple hint. Request to fulfill, limits you don't cross. Okay, so I'll get node 01 nodes. So here are 2 nodes. If you do 2 nodes, but here control plane node tent is there, so you cannot schedule a pod in control plane node. Here particularly clear coda. Somewhere else, if tent is not there, you can, but here tent is there. So I'll describe describe node 01. So this is already utilized thing, means 125 is utilized and 100 MI is utilized. Just go up. This is the allocatable, means from this is you can allocate, and already what allocated is this. Come it is a little slow, so it is lagging, but this is 125 is already allocated, where it is allocated for this. Okay, so what we left with is this is already utilized, and one is our, so this is KI. So I will convert it, just a simple means you don't need to much paste 1024. Sorry, I forgot 191.22960 divided by 1024. Okay, so you just type echo dollar. I'll copy this allocatable thing, this allocatable, this is ki, I will convert it to mi, so space should be there, and divided by 1024. So this is the mi. Okay, and 1000, sorry, this is 1 equal to 1 cpu equal to 1000 m. Great. So in this 1000, this 125 it utilized. So you were left with 1000 minus 125, 25. So 875. And you have to divide into 4 pods. Okay. So basically if you divide it by 4, then nothing is left for any other thing. So you have to take some overhead also. It is advisable. So 10% if overhead is kept, so into 10 divided by 100. So 87 is overhead. So we'll take round figure, that 100 is an overhead. Okay. So 775 we take. So 775 you have to divide it in 775. You have to divide in 4. This is the CPU calculation we are doing. So it is left with 193. We'll take it 180. Okay, or 190. We can say it is 190. And this memory part 1868. So this minus means 1768 is left, and 1768 10% you overhead is you can consider it. So 1768, so 176 200 you can minus it, so it is left with 1768 minus 200 means here 1568 minus divided by 4, 392. I'll keep it 390. Means if I take 198 means 390. So basically our request is 190 and 390. This is 190. CPU is 190 and requested memory is 390 mi. This will set. If it is not given, then you can assume it like this. So now I have to create 4 replicas, so need to create a deployment. Best just go to the page, type deployment. So deployment file is there, just template and copy. So via depl.yml, so paste it. Here name should be there. Name is memory demo. Replicas set to 4. Label don't mention, means not mentioned, though you can choose your own. So selector match label is nginx, app equal to nginx. Now we have to put template. In template we have to so you find that below metadata, this is the spec section of the container. Okay, so just here request and limit, search, and here you will find that request and limit, and you here one file is there. So just from a spec section, copy this spec section, copy and paste it here. Paste. Need to adjust because resources, then request, then memory, then CPU, then limits, then memory, then CPU, and the name. And this is the 2 pod. So this is not required. 2 multi-container, but this is not required, so I am deleting it. So I assume this file is okay. So I'll wq it. Sorry, this need to change because our is 190. This is what we have set. It is 360, I think so. I'll wq it and just go up and down. So here request is 190 and this is 390. Okay, means 190 multiply by 2 because you have to double it for limit. Echo, just note down this command because most of the time some different command you will run in examination and that won't work. So, and this is 390, so this is limit 380 and 780. Okay, so now edit. I'll edit in another file. Okay, another tab. Okay, via deployment YAML. So tab 190 390. So you need to create 190 390 and then here it's 190 90, here 380 and here this 780. So wq, now k apply happen depl. So k get pods, get deployments, 4 out of 4 is ready. K get pods, error pullback image. Okay, so we'll change its image. We'll check which image. K delete deployment tabs. So instead of this image, I will take my image because image nginx helpline is given, so I have not taken this into account. So make wq and k apply and not press YAML file or what. This is memory demo. So control L, k get deployment, nothing is found via dpl. So I'll copy it to via dpl. I'll copy it to dpl YAML. Okay, now I'll apply cat dpl YAML. So this is the file. Actually I mistakenly used via ym, so you should not use that YAML file. So I'll remove that file. So k get, now apply k apply -f deploy YAML. So k get deployment, 4 out of 4 is deployed, and k get pods, so 4 out of 4 pods is running. So your condition is successful. Now k describe deployment. So you'll find this CPU memory is here. Okay, now control L, k get nodes 01, describe. So you will find our 4 pods, which are, this is the requests and this is the CPU limits and this is the, I'll make it bigger so you'll find the whole picture. This is the memory request. So keep it in mind that this could be anything, but this is what requested at the time of scheduling. And instead of, you can take it, if this is something big or something not achievable, then your pod will not work. Okay, like now only I think 115 left. So if I create a pod or I make replicas to 6, k scale replicas, k scale deployment, my replicas to 6, only 5. So you'll find one pod get into the pending state. Now we'll see. This is not the part of question, this we are doing extra. So k get pods, so this got in the pending state. Okay, now if I asked, means make it running, so calculation is the simple. This should this whole pod memory should be divided into, means you add up this 1 2 3 4. Okay, or whatever, means excluding this memory, whatever memory is left you divide by 4. Suppose here we'll get 190 190 190 190. So 190 into 4, so echo 190 into 4, so 760. Okay, 760 you have to divide it into 5. So I'll divide it into 5. 760 divided by 5, so it's 152. I'll take it 150. Okay, and similar with the memory, 780 divided by 4, so 780 into 4, 390 into 4. Request we will consider 390 into 4 and 1560 divided by 5, so it is 312. I'll take 300 round figure or 310. Okay, then 150 and 310. So what I will do, via edit deployment YAML, edit k-edit deployment, always save backup deployment my request demo. So here go to the just file //limits limits and press N, and you will go to the limit section. Now you have to change it to 150. Sorry, this request to change to 150, and what we have seen there, I forgot, here 150, then it will be double that 300. If you ask, if I'll make means, if I'll leave it as it is, means 380, then also no worries. It depends what actually asked in question. So limit I can edit, I can change, I can leave it alone, because leave it same, because it doesn't affect, but in future performance it may affect, but at the time of scheduling it won't affect. So it's 380 and 380 divided by 760. I won't remember, I'll open in another tab. Okay, so 380 and 780 and tab 2, just I'll save because I forgot that number. So it's 150 and 310. So just limits limits and now I'll change only CPU, that is 150 and it is 310. Okay, so wq, so get pods. So what we have done, this is 150. In request we have changed it, file wq, save it, no changes is made. Okay, so better first we have to scale it to 0, means 0, because this is the deployment. So our strategy is rollout. So first scale it to 0, then edit it, and then make it 5. Now you will see that all pods are running. So thank you so much for your love and support. We'll come back again with new episode which could be little much interesting than this. Thank you so much once again for your love and support. Thank you so much for your love and support. Once again, we are back with another question. A deployment name memory demo. The default name is space with following specification. 4 pods should be running, but few pods is not running. Troubleshoot and fix the issue. A fair enough memory CPU request to set. Limit should be exactly double the request, and fair overhead should be there and can scale down deployment to 0. The pod must run successfully without hitting a memory scheduling constant. So if you are not familiar with this request and limit, one beautiful video is there in our playlist. I recommend you to watch, so that this concept is very clear to you. But just briefing about the things. Memory CPU. One CPU equal to 1000 M and 1024 Ki equal to 1 MI and 1024 MI equal to 1 GI. So we'll start. For any pod to run, it require memory and CPU. So what is a request? Means it's the minimum required to run the pod. If suppose request 100 M and suppose node 01 has 200 M available, so this pod will run. If I will run another pod with 100 M, then this pod will run. If I will run another pod with 1 M, this pod will not run and goes to pending state. Okay, similar like the memory when request is set. But in limit, request set to anything, means you can limit set to this also. Limit set to means request limit can be over committed, but this should be within the requirement. If I'll go to the page and I'll describe node 01. Why node 01? Because control plane node has a tent, so it will not use for scheduling of things. So here you will find that 875, and so only 875 can be handled. And here you see that memory is this is the request can be entertained, but here one sentence is written. Limits may be over 100%, that is over committed. So it could be anything, but resources this should not be more than 100%. So a deployment memory So I'll deploy one a deployment memory demo is in the default namespace. So get deployment. You will find memory demo is running. And when we get pod. So you'll find that 3 is running, but 1 is in pending state. So what I will do, I'll just describe node 01. So I'll go up. I'll make this little small so you can see. So in describe node, you will get from here this status is there, so you will get rows label, it is not of our use, it is not of our use. Then we'll get to this, it is also not of our use. Here two things is mentioned. Okay, this is ephemeral containers and this our concern is of this. So this ki and this cpu, this memory and cpu is of our use. So I'll copy it, save it, and then this part is of our use. Okay, so I'll copy it from here, and this is of our use. So you are seeing here 3 pods is running. So 3 pod is scheduled and CPU is only this one. Okay, so I'm being a little here little slow so that you can understand the logic well. So here 1 means it's a 1000. 1 is 1000 M, and this memory is you have to convert it to MI. But no, it is converted to MI. So what is the CPU? This copy and echo dollar this and here v space divide symbol, then 1024. So it is 1868. So it's 1868 MI. I'm writing only this part because this is the unit. Okay, now here is 250 250 250 is 750 and memory is 1500. Okay, and this is 875, means this is already occupied because this include this also. So what we left with is 125 M. Okay, so at the time of you should take this, and I want 10% overhead also. So this, so what this include? Overhead should be 10%, 15%, 20%, according to the, means it varies. Generally I will take it as 10%. Then this one 25 M cube system 25 50 and 250, sorry 25 50 and 50, and then this 750 pods. This is 250 250 250 and one is not, it's in pending. Okay, so let it be, means we'll take the, means it is pending. Now this will not consider because we have to edit it, have to adjust these two things, we have to adjust. So from this 10%, so echo dollar means you can do my calculation. I will do calculation in terminal. We simply take the logic. Overhead equal to 1868. I'll come to the next page because here a little space is left. So 1168 and this is 875. So only 125 is, it is of no use because it shows total capacity or request there. So 1168 memory 1000 M, sorry 1868 MI, and CPU 1000 overhead 10%. So it's a, we'll calculate it, it's 100, and then cube system it's a 125. So it's left with 775. Okay, now CPU and it's memory. Memory is 1868. So 10% 186. I'll consider as 190. Okay, so and cube system is 100 MI. So we'll minus 100 also. So 1868 minus 190 minus 100 equal to 1578. I'll take round figure, means this is 1578. 4 pod to be run. So I'll take it 700 and I'll take it 1005. I will divide it by 4. So here 1500 divided by 4 equal to 375. I'll take memory as 375 and 700 divided by 4. I'll this take it 175. This is about the request, and then limit. It is said that it should be double. So 175 into 2, 350, and 375 into 2 750. This you have to edit. So let's check if this is edited, then our pod will work or not. So just I'll make it little okay. So let's get to work. Now I'll calculate for CPU. So echo dollar, I'll make control L, okay, for CPU 1000, okay, overhead is echo dollar 1000, okay, it's an integer, so 110 divided by 100. Why this is giving error? Let me check. Error token is cross 0 1 10%. Oh, sorry, this 100. This is 100, and now will overhead is 100, and now that echo cube utilized cube system utilization is echo dollar. It's for integer calculation, so don't add float in this. 100 is 25 plus 50, and space is there 50 plus 50. Oh no, 125. So echo dollar 1000 minus 100 minus 125. Oh shit, I have to correct again. Oh no, this is, so we left with 775. So I'll control L, that available 775. So echo, I'll take it is 700 for the safer side, or you can take this 775 also, but I'll make it 700 so that 4 pod. Sorry, I'm doing typo mistake every time because I'm watching in second screen and my keyboard is in first screen. 775 is a 175. So memory we have to assign 175. And similarly, you can do calculation for the memory and you will get it is 375. So I will edit it and check whether the things are working or not. First, get deployment apps and my memory demo, and I need to take a backup. YAML backup L hyphen question number 7 dot YAML. Sorry for a little sound issue. Now we'll edit. We have taken the backup of deployment apps. So now I'm editing these values. K via vi k deployment memory demo. So if you will scroll, if I scroll down, there is init container also. Oh, this is a good. This is going to be tough now. Don't worry, we'll escape it now. If init container is there, you you can define same for both. For main container and init container, you can define same. For scheduling, whatever be the greater, that taken into account, because this init is always says that in it. So there is no extra means required. If this init is 400, then scheduler take this 400 into account. Okay, and main container is 300, no worries. Okay, if init is 300, init container take 300 and main container take 400, then this taken in when account taken into account for scheduling. So whatever the max it will take, and but we are keeping it same, then no worries. For another container, for something, if side container are there or 2 container are there which is parallelly running, then you have to divide this by number of containers. Suppose it's a 2 container, then divide by 2. If it is a 3 container, then divided by 3. If it is a 4 container, then divided by 4. So it is a init container. We not worry for this, both of the thing, request and sorry, both memory and this you can divide it by. You no need to divide it by the number of container. But if it's the case of sidecar container or parallel container, means those container are running in parallel with the main container, then you will need to divide that request to equal or means something like that, means so that this whole can be consumed by 2. Otherwise you will left no resources, because there will, this is mean there is a 175 and this take 175 main, this take 175 side, this take 175 main, this 175, 175, 175. So you need more resources. Okay, so now so no worries for this init container. There is no issue. We can edit, and file is very big. So request search request, and there you can edit. It's a 175 and it's a 375. If it is asked 375, then it's a 750. Limit is not mentioned, but if limit is not mentioned, but in question it's given. So if it is in question, it is not asked, then don't worry. But it is asked in question, then you need to change that to 350 M, and memory equal to 750 MI. For the init container also you need to change the same thing, 50. Sorry, first we have to scale it down. Okay, then we have to change it. So k scale deployment memory gap down replicas to 0. Then you have to edit. You have to make changes. This changes 350 request and all things, and then wgif, and then a get deployment. So it's a 0. Now scale once again to 4. So k get deployment app, k get demo, k get pods. So all is running. So first you have to make it 0, otherwise it won't work, because it is already, it's a rollout strategy. So you have to first make it 0, and then you have to increase replicas. But how do you know this is the 2 container or not? Means how many containers is not? So we have taken backup also. So cat bc and then grep, and then you have to image. So you will find 2 images are there. 2 images means 2 containers. Okay, you can take -a5. So -e4. So you will find container this and this. There are 2 container. So you need to divide it by 2. If there is 1 container, no worries. If there is, here is 2 container, but you want to check whether it is the init or not. So instead of E5, A10. So here you will find init container and this second container. First is init container. Sorry, it's a container, then init container. Okay. Or you can only use grep container -i. So here you find container and init container. But in sidecar container, you won't get the information about these two. So both you can execute. First you can execute with the image containers, and then you can execute with the image. So you are damn sure that 2 containers are present. So you need to, for init there is no worry, but for another container you need to divide it by 2. So Control L and k describe deployment my memory demo. So here you will find this 2 container is running, and with the required memory and required things. And if you will describe node 01. So here you will find that this limit is exceeded, because here message is also there that this could be overcommitted, but this should not go beyond 100%. This become a little longer video, but we'll do more video like this. Part 3 will Hello, thank you so much for your love and support. Your Kubernetes cluster might look perfectly fine, but pod won't talk to each other unless you fix 3 kernel settings first. Most of the people skip this setting and spend hours and hours debugging CNI issue. Let's get started before it breaks. And yes, there is a mock question also on this thing. We have prepared a mock question so that you can do these things and make your CNI workable. So what the question says, make the system ready for CNI plugin installation by constructing the following systemctl parameters. Okay, these are the parameters, and make sure that this Linux kernel can forward traffic between the pods and apply IP table rule bridge traffic using CNI plugin. These are must-have settings before installing CNI like Calico, Funnel, and Cilium. So let's get started. BR net filters and overlay filters. BR net filters, what it does. This module allows you Linux kernel to pass bridge network traffic through net filter, which include IP tables rule. Without this bridge traffic, bypass your firewall rules. Most CNI plugins create Linux bridges to connect their pods, and you might have seen that setting also. And what does overlay do? This module supports overlay file system, which stack one file system on the top of another. So just let's get started. So I'm opening kubernetes.io and I run container CRI. Okay, so container runtime. So here is a container runtime, and here you will find this command. So before we need to enable that BR filters. So here in version 29, this procedure is given, but after 29 it is removed. So first you can check whether this is available in your playground is or not. If it is already enabled, I don't think there is a need, but I always start to set. So just copy this command and paste it here in killer. I'm sure it is not mentioned anywhere in YouTube. So just copy and paste. So this is enabled. Now just copy this and paste it here, because here also same thing is asked, only if it is not matching with your, so create a file and paste it, and here you edit this configuration, just cat. So just something gone wrong, but don't worry, you will not face this issue. Why it is not? Sorry guys, some issues with this. I'll just use backspace, WL and cat. So I want to apply this setting, copy paste. So this is already applied, but apply systemctl parameters without reboot. So it will apply without rebooting the system. So just paste it and you will see your things are set. So if you are not able to remember this command, you will find it in version and to 1.29, and if you won't find it here, so in 32 also or in 33, this is the same. Instead you need to use that module slot.knf here system d. Okay, so if you won't find this thing, you can just use the same command, same thing. Instead of system d, module slot.d, you can use it. Okay, but you are finding, then I don't think any more use of this command, because if it is required, then it should be there in version 3.3 also, and above version 1.29, because after 1.29 I'm not seeing anywhere this. So might be if it is present, it is not required, but I feel and I do this thing, so advise you also to. Next bonus thing is that since Docker is no longer supported natively, you must install and configure CRI dockerd to bridge compatibility. So in next question, we'll install a Debian package and see how to install that Debian package. Starting with the Kubernetes 1.24, the Docker runtime is no longer supported natively. Kubernetes now talks only runtime that support container runtime interface like CRIO, etc. So what is dockerd? So it acts as a bridge between Kubernetes and Docker. It exposes CRI compatibility socket that Kubernetes can use. So without the installation of Debian package, Kubernetes cannot use Docker as a container runtime anymore. So in next video, we'll look how to install Debian package. Thank you so much for your love and support once again. Hello, thank you so much for your love and support. If you are not aware of the exposing port, then there is a video in my playlist where you can find the detail how to expose the port. Uh, and there is a beautiful video for the services also. Please view it, and you may have a little understanding about the exposing port and services. Okay, so let's get started. This is a new question. It is the mock preparation question. So what question says, you are managing Kubernetes cluster where a deployment name UI app already exists in namespace devlab. The container image used is nginx. So information is regarding the deployment, and update the deployment UI app in the devlab namespace to ensure that nginx container expose port 80 TCP explicitly. So you need to expose TCP explicitly. So create a service named UI services in the same namespace to expose the pod in the deployment on the port 80. So you need to create services to expose pod in the deployment on port 80 TCP. Ensure that the services is of type node port. So especially mentioning, so you do not create anything else than the node port. So the application is accessible externally via any node IP and the static port. Okay, so do not recreate the deployment, only modify it. Okay, so just copy paste this thing from create namespace till that EOF and till here, sorry, till here, from create namespace to till here, just copy and paste, so you will environment is created. Now let's start. So k hyphen n name is dev lab get deployment apps. So here this app is already so for exposing services, so update the deployment UI app in the lab namespace to ensure container exposes 80 expose port 80 TCP explicitly. Then k just take the backup. How will you do it? Just UI app, then hyphen o yaml, and then it's a backup, and then depl dot yaml. Then now our backup is with us. First cat it because backup is good. Just test it. Then now I'll expose port k. So I'll edit k edit hyphen n dev lab edit deployment UI app. So where to edit? Image, and we'll find image here. Now just below the name, like ports. This is the plural 12 hyphen 1 space CONTAINER port, and this is 80, and protocol is TCP, and name is HTTP. So here wq, if you do any mistake, then one temporary file will be saved and you have to then you can correct that file. Now k describe, instead of this above command k describe, so you'll find that port is here. Okay, control L. Now you have to create a node port services. So just go to the services, just type node port. Okay, so you'll find this here. So instead of going, just find 3007, sorry, 0007, because scrolling take much time and I know where to get the things. So just copy this and paste via and node o.yaml and paste it here. Remove whatever you don't want. Name I want, so I will UI services, UI hyphen service node service, and then type is node port, and here you need this thing. So I'm just temporarily need to edit. Okay, so I'm pasting it here, writing like this, because if I'll apply like that, it will throw an error because here space is not expected. So I'll remove this. Oh, why it is something wrong is going. Just notebook services, paste it, and edit this. Whatever not required, delete it. Normal mode, I don't require particular port number. This target port I required, and this is also I required. And here name need to be changed, so I'll change the name. Name is UI hyphen p. I'm here typing, but you copy it from here and paste it because no typo mistake. Here this selector is very much important. I'm writing it here, need to edit
need to edit, because if I'll apply like this will throw error. I'll make a name http and I'll save it. I need a selector. So what I will do, describe UIIP. I'll find a label. App is UI app. So app copy and via output. This is the app and you need to change it to V. I always means is I always do something like that so that by accidentally to edit by accidentally if I apply then it will throw error, not put, so it will throw error, so I know where to do things. So intentionally I make some space mistakes if the file is not fully completed. So I will edit, I'll paste UI app and then escape wqf. Now I apply notepad YAML. So services is created. A get SVC. So, but is it the right services via notepad YAML? Here namespace is not mentioned. Okay, but deployment lies in that namespace. So I need to add a namespace also. So in namespace, and namespace is devlab. Most of the time we do forget namespace. So I intentionally created without the namespace. So WQ, and you can do two things. First delete services, see UI services, and then recreate it. F node k apply hyphen f, sorry, k get svc. If you are having namespace, then it should not be here. Particularly you should be find it in that dev namespace. So hyphen and dev lab. So now the service is this. So what I will do, I will k get node 01 k get nodes hyphen o white. Here I'm making it little smaller and I'm making control L. I'm clicking control L. I'll k get node white and k get svc. So these are the two things which I need. This any of the thing. Okay, so copy it and curl and then http colon and then you put this 31223, copy paste, and now you will see it's showing the message. So your port is perfectly exposed. So sometime thank you so much for your love and support. We'll come back with another video. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much.
Welcome back and thank you so much for your love and support. Once again, we are back with another mock question on network policies. If you are not aware about the network policy, then please refer my playlist. There network policy, few tutorials are there, which are I think a little good to understand the network policy fundamental and question fundamental. Let's get started. Create the correct list permissive network policy in the project name is project-x namespace. Okay, namespace is given and you have two deployments, front end and this is backend. So goal allow only front end pod in the same namespace to access the backend on the TCP. No other specific should be allowed. So you are creating a network policy. Creating network policy means it's like if you are residing in an apartment and there is a security guard. Okay, so he ban everybody to enter into your flat. That is very bad thing, means you cannot meet with anyone. Then what you decide that particular ID person who have particular IDs of particular companies can be allowed. So he allowed, so your work is fine. Then you decide no, take a fingerprint also. So you take a fingerprint for the persons, so only that person can be allowed to do the work. But that person if absent, so instead of that person, no person can enter into your apartment, so that could cause a loss to you. So it's like it's a over restrictive, means yeah, if you in terms of Kubernetes, if fingerprint person, you can think as an IP pool, and so if person changes, another person don't have that IP, and your communication with that thing or your work will not be done. So best way is then ID. So means here we can uh, start with the deny all policy. So let's get started. First, kget deployment apps hyphen and project X. So to deployment front end and back end. So take a backup dpl.yml. Okay, and second front end. So we do have a backup of all kget svc and project X. So here svc is also. So backend hyphen o y aml svc back.yml. So control. Now I need to start with deny all. Means first of all I will deny all the policy, means all the communication. So network policies, then control F DENY deny all. So I'll copy this, I'll paste it here. I'm starting from here, so I'll write it here. Allow front end to back end. So deny all. So now, so I'll open another tab here so that you can fill the information which is required from that tab. So here I'll keyget and namespace ns. So here project X is the namespace. So here what I do, pod selector. Here first metadata. Here you need to insert namespace. On which namespace this policy is applied. -X project X. Now this pod selector. Pod selector is there, means you can select the pod and which is the label match labels and app equal to backend paste, and this is the target. Okay, now you have to means policy applied on this with the namespace and that backend. Now what is the ingress rule for this? Hence backend allows whom? So backend allows ingress, so will now require ingress rule ingress. So I'll keep it here a network policy resource. Here you will find all stuffs. So pod selector we have created. Now I need to create a rule. So here is the rule. Okay, so I can copy it from here and I can paste it here. So here I already written ingress, so that if this is matched, then I know all indentation will match. So I'll double D and form IP block. Why IP block required? Not because I already given you example. If in Kubernetes pods are ephemeral, so if IP changes, then it is very difficult to manage. So I'll what is happening? Something goes wrong. Okay, no issue. We'll try if it is work or not. So namespace selector. So ports are we require, and what is the port number? It is given, that is 8080. Now it's working. It's namespace selector. Port is from namespace selector. We do have namespace. Namespace is project X. So how do you find the name this match label? So here kget ns project X and hyphen show labels. So you find these things you have to put. So I'll copy this and I'll paste it here. Instead of equal, you need to press colon. Now I'll remove this, and now pod selector role is, what should be the pod selector role? Is a front end. So here one thing also we need to change. Have you observed? We don't need this hyphen because we want and condition. The pod should be in that project X namespace, and front end should be the label. Once again, I insist you, if you go through the playlist of network policy, you will understand this concept all. No way. Now our policy is ready. I can apply these policies. What happening here? Okay, apply happen app network. Yes, there is a lot error coming because of that thing. So match labels unknown field. So label k apply f1f. So this is created. So I'll cat. So our question here ends here. Now we have to copy. We have to check it. So k get pods hyphen and project x hyphen o wide. Okay. So I will execute one of the project x k exec hyphen and project x, and then front end pod name hyphen 554pn hyphen curl hyphen s http backend ip is this copy paste colon 8080 paste. Thank you so much for your love and support. We are back with another mock question, and that is TLS. So we are just creating environment k get pod k get ns. So no name space. Our is very clean. So just I'm preparing it. Actually, I had uploaded these commands in that blog, but I don't know why it is not working because of some indentation issue. So I'm just pasting this in my post, so you can copy it from there. Nothing here. We are creating services, deployment, config map, and TLS certificates. So, and now we are checking the pod status and deployment, rollout status, expected token. Just start it. Okay. Now we'll just make entry of that node port. Still that token is broken. Why this happening? I don't know. But uh, just need to put that this key control L key CD slide ls control L key gate node and nodes hyphen o hyphen o wide. This I want to put in that etc host via slash etc host. So here I want to paste. Okay, escape wq. Now I'll control L. Now I'll check if this is happening or not. So I'll just copy. Okay, that connection is successful. No issue. I'll till here. That is the question what is asked. So we are go through the question. You are managing a web server running in a Kubernetes deployment called secure site located in the web zone namespace. It's Nginx configuration. So we do have a deployment. Okay. So get in deployment in which namespace and web zone namespace. Get deployment, and deployment is secure site. So here is the so we do need to take a backup. Okay, backup, yeah, backup dpl dot yml. Okay, you can always cat it because you should be always sure that you are getting proper backup, because sometime what happened, so you do like deployment apps, and now you will type this, and now you just put down up arrow and y aml, and you take the backup. Okay, something like that. Okay, but when you cat, you will find that you have taken why this. Okay, this is the only one deployment is running, so you get the backup, but sometime if two deployment is running, you can get the wrong backup. So you should be very sure about that which backup you are taking. So now once you have to take the backup of config maps, and that get config maps. So here we cite. Okay, now hyphen o YAML, and then cm. Now get this get services, and there are many resources, I think services also. So you will take the backup of all, and then you should start get pod hyphen and w web zone. This pod is running. So now we have to we have to change so that only version we earlier checked that 1.3 is running 1.3 1.2 is also working 1.3 1.2 is I think number key is logged 1.2 is also working. So if I will instead of 1.2 1.3 I type 1.1, you will find the error. So I don't want that 1.2 should not work. So 1.2 should not work. So k edit config maps. And what is the config map? No, this is not the config map. K get config map. So we are in the namespace. So site. So just describe edit. So you are seeing here SSL protocol. This 1.2 is there, 1.3 is there. So what we can remove it. Okay. So I backspace till here, remove it, WQ and save it. But if your config map is immutable, means property set to immutable, so you cannot able to do this things. You need to create a fresh, you need to delete, and you need to create the fresh config map. There is a more video about this if the config map is immutable or you. So just I'll control L, and now if we get, we have changes the config map, so we need to roll out. Okay, roll out, restart, where in namespace, and for deployment, and deployment name is secure site. Okay, get pod hyphen and namespace, so it is running and time is little, so it started. Now we'll again check whether this thing is working or not. So control C and now paste it. So this is not working, but we'll check if 1.3 is working or not. So 1.3 is working. So great. We have completed this question. Thank you so much for your love and support once again. I'll make this thing as ready as soon as possible, and will update in post. Thank you so much for your love and support once again. Stay tuned for more practice questions. Hello, thank you so much for your love and support. Once again, we are back with another mock question as question number 12. If you are not aware about the Ingress, then I would recommend there is a good video tutorial on my playlist. You should watch it and then come back here. Um, you need a create Ingress resource name Whisper. So the what the name is Whisper. Name is space sound zone. This Ingress should route traffic to a service called sound server -svc. So this is the service. Okay, this is the service and handle request coming to this. So this service is for this Whisper. Okay, make sure that it forward traffic to the port 9090 of the service. Great. Uh, to test everything is working, run the following command. It should return 200. Okay. So here we need to a small tweak because we are working in the killer coda and we don't have a load balancer. So we'll colon and node port here. So we'll create environment and just a copy pasting. I'm pasting this in comment box so that you can follow, and I will organize rest of all videos so that end-to-end things are clear to you. Just copy paste that our step number 3, paste. You should wait for it. I'll paste to W so that we'll understand. Okay, it's running. So control C. Now expose, because we are working with the killer coda, we need to do this thing. Paste. Sorry, something wrong goes wrong. So I need to remove this, and you also do it like the same, because in blog I don't know why it is not taking. Might be some indentation issue. Paste. So this we need. Okay. So create a dummy deployment and services. So we are creating, and I think it will again do some mistake. Paste. No, it is in one line. And now I will try this because hyphen is there. Sorry, for slash is there. So might it will not take, but I'll just, now it's exposed also. Here kgate node -o white. So 30, this we need for this. So I'll copy this, paste, and here I will put that IP 172.172.30.2.2 and enter. This command will do this, will enter in the host file and result will paste on the screen also. As a very good command in Linux, that is the T. So our work is done. Now when we'll check, we'll put here colon that port name of the node port, and then we'll begin. So now we have to create Ingress. So just go to the killer coda, not much scroll, you'll find this Ingress file here. Just create Ingress. Okay, just paste it here. So now we'll edit it. So do you find namespace anywhere? I'm not finding it. So put namespace. And here one thing I'm not finding well is the host name. So I'll find host. So I'll remove this hyphen sign here. Two things we changes here. So now I'll start making this thing. Now what's the name? This is not good. So I'll change the name. Name is Whisper. Great. And namespace is Sound Zone. Okay. This is Ingress class name. Okay. So kgate Ingress class. So I'm going here. Tab kgate Ingress classes. So this is the name Nginx. Copy. Need to paste it here. Now host. My dear, this is the host. Okay. Now this path. Where is the path? It is the path based routing. So this is the path. Paste. Dot is not there. So ignore it. So prefix backend service test. This is where do you find it? Here it is written, but you can find it in the namespace. Get svc -n. Okay. Describe it. So you'll find this is for the same. So comfortably you can put it there. So this is and the port number is 9090. And so once again we'll review it. Okay. So this is not your girlfriend name. This is not your space. So don't put anything. Class name. This is not your class. You should get it. Okay. This is host. Much important. This is path to score. Okay. This don't need to change. This you can get svc and describe. Okay. So this port you know here it is given. Okay. Or here also. So I'll come save it and apply. Okay, get Ingress classes. Sorry, get svc. I'll place all namespace so that I can easily find it out. So 32386 is the port I require here. So I'll copy this and paste it here. And there just colon 32386 and boom, it should return 100 and it done. So don't worry, I'll explain this command tomorrow because little tired today now. Thanks so much for your love and support once again, and have a happy learning. Hello, and thank you so much for your love and support. Once again, we are back with another mock question, and it's of API Gateway. What question says you are managing an existing application that currently exposed during an ingress. So Ingress services are running. The company want to switch to API Gateway while keep secure HTTP access active. Okay, so most of the companies is now switching to API Gateway because it has more features than because it has more features than Ingress. And if you are not aware about API Gateway or Ingress, I recommend you to watch video in my playlist or somewhere else, but it is very interesting topic. So after that you can easily understand the API Gateway. So what the question says is step 1, the gateway called secure gateway using hostname api.zen host.local. This gateway should carry over the HTTPS, TLS settings and listener configuration from the old Ingress named secure Ingress. Okay, great. And means whatever the configuration API is having is of that Ingress. So create an HTTPS route named secure route and with the same hostname API zenhost.local. This route should mimic the same routing logic that secure Ingress resource used. So basically we are replacing Ingress here from API gateway and HTTPS routes. So there are many routes, but we are using here HTTP routes. So let's get to work. So basically here scenario is not present. So you need to create a scenario. So let's get started. So first of all, we need to install so installing the API gateway CRD from the official repo. So don't worry, all the steps where you will find here in this blog, or I will post the reference link in the comment section. So here you will output what you show the gateway classes, gateway, gRPC routes, HTTP routes, and reference granted. Okay. Later we also apply the standard install YAML with the version of 1.3.2 to avoid compatibility issue. So we'll install this standard YAML. So now install Nginx gateway controller. So there are two YAMLs. Now apply and you will find that it is installing gateway controller. Here you will find the CRD is created, namespace RABC, gateway class name Nginx. Gateway class name Nginx is created. So now just check the Nginx gateway pod is ready or not. So it's running. Great. Now we'll create a TLS secrets manually using OpenSSL and store it as an Kubernetes secret. So I'm copy and pasting. You can find the resource in the Kubernetes IO page also. Then create the secret. Okay. Now you need to create a deployment and services and then apply. Great. Next, create an ingress. So we'll copy ingress. So here namespace is not there and you will find host all the details you find here. WQ. This you shouldn't look because from here you will get many things which is required there in the creation of HTTPS routes. So and then its controller is running. So now it's our time. So now I want to create a API gateway. Search API gateway or gateway API. First link in examination, most of the links were already given. So this is the file. You just copy it and paste it here. Oh, sorry. So what is the name? The name is secure gateway. Here it is written. Okay. This is the first thing we need to edit. And then don't forget this. What is the class name? Gateway class name. So gateway class. So this is the name. So Nginx. And then the listener part. This is the HTTP, but we are going to secure, and this is HTTPS, and this is 443. We are using TLS also. So TLS in TLS mode is terminate. In earlier video I had not mentioned it, but if you won't mention it, it means it's a default. Okay, if you don't mention it, then also no worries. Now certificate reference. So it's a kind, you should remember it because otherwise it is very difficult to find. Or you can find explain, and name is Zen. So get. So I want to take a TLS information. So I'll come here and I copy and I get secrets. So Zenode secret is there. If you won't find this easily, so then A, okay, -O wide and then grep TLS. So you'll find that Zenode CRT. So just I'll describe it. So you'll find this information. TLS key, name is Zenhost, what I want, and name here I am on name. So I want name is Zenhost CRT. Okay, and this is the secret. So first K get, then K describe. Okay, so everything looks good. Here name space is not there, but by mistake if their namespace is there, you need to define that also. WQ, I think it takes long time, but doing it slowly will help you. Otherwise, wow, it's created. Thanks. Thanks, Killer Coda. You have created it first glance. Now it's time to create this HTTPS route. Now we'll take a help of our Ingress also. So just below this, a big file is there, that is the HTTPS route, and via HTTPS routes.yml. So this is the gateway reference. Okay, this is the parent gateway reference. Okay, escape wq. I save it via gateway API ML. So this is the secure gateway where you have to put there in the reference gateway. So I'll create it here and I'll open this here and I'll make cat. So now I'll ingress. No, I don't want ingress. I want HTTPS routes. So great. What's the name? Name is the secret. Every time you need to copy and paste slowly, because something you miss and bam. And this is the gateway. So gateway name we know, or you can find it here. Secure gateway. Don't worry, it is in question also. Paste. And host name. What is the host name? It's a host name. Copy, paste. So login. Why login? And this is eco service. Where do you find this? So come here, Control L. So just kgate svc. So you find there is two services. This is already deployed, but this we need. So k describe eco services. So here is eco services. Great, and port number is 80. And our ingress is also k get ingress and k describe ingress. So eco services and port number 80. So you have to write it eco services and port number is 80. So great. K gate gateway. So k gate gateway hyphen a. So secure gateway you will find, and then k gate http routes hyphen a. So this is there. Okay, but how do we check? So you need to do you need to patch. Okay, and then kget nginx gateway. So this 313271 we need. Okay, so might be there would be any other command. So I need a node ip nodes hyphen o wide. So this is the ip. So run this command. If it is give some output, sorry, I need to change some paste this nginx gateway and 31211 copy, and I will provide you one command and run that command, and if that gives an output then well and good, otherwise leave it and try another question. Oh wow, hello from Zenhost. So we are good to go. We'll detail how to use this curl command for better output. So till time you just run this command and wait for the output. If everything is right, you will get this some output. Thank you so much for your love and support once again. And if you found any issues, then you can reach me here, neocloud.cloud@gmail.com, or you can comment, or you can like. I feel good. Thanks for your support. Command is not found. Oh wow. But no worries. Thanks for your support. Thank you so much for your love and support. And once again, we are back with another question. And that question is troubleshooting. Let's get started. So first command you should fire is kget nodes. Hyphen override is not necessary because if it is work, then there is no API issue. If it is not work, then there will be API issue, API pod issue. So here we are seeing the output is not ready. So just get pod hyphen o sorry hyphen n kube system. So you are seeing all the pods are working. So there is no issue with any of the YAML file. So it's my understanding. And then what should you do? So first of all, whatever the node is not ready, just describe that node. Okay, describe node 01. So I'll make it little okay. So what you understand from this is an indication that means this is unknown, memory pressure, disk pressure, PID, and release status is unknown. This shows that our kubelet services is not running and not able to communicate to the API server. This network unavailable is showing false, means CNI is working or up, okay, running in the node. So we'll check some events. Node is not ready. So from event we are not getting much fruitful thing. So we do have a lot of commands, but throwing every command is not going to solve our problem. So we'll SSH node 01. Okay, then check the kubelet services. First we'll like sudo because it will not allow sometimes. Sudo systemctl status kubelet. So here you are seeing disabled, here you are seeing inactive. So just control C, and now I will run df-h. So here warlib directory is not showing full. Okay, control C. So what we have seen in earlier command, that we need to enable this thing. One thing we can also check is journalctl hyphen xeu kubelet and press capital G. So you will in the end of the line, and you find that here is stopped kubelet services. Okay, so you need to restart it. So control C, start kubelet and enable kubelet. Sometime we start and we forget to enable kubelet. So control C, exit. First see the status. So it is enable and active. It is enable and active. So control C and exit, control L, and then get nodes. So these nodes are ready. So sometime there could be another issues. Thank you so much for your love and support. Today we back with another mock question, and that mock question is on troubleshooting. So first step is kget node always. So if output comes, then there could be different issues. But is this type of output, then we need to check first this 6443. 6443 is okay. So sometime this 6443 is also not there. Means there could be some other issues. First we need to fix that issue and then come here. So we'll take that scenario later, but right now we'll take this scenario. So first thing, sudo here kubectl is not working, so you need to pass CRI because I think after version 22 Docker is not used. So kube hyphen API server. So here it's running here, in here exited 2 minutes ago, means something happened 2 minutes ago and running 18 seconds ago. Once again we run the same command because so it is showing only one kube API server. So in this type of scenario, when you get output of this, so you can directly go to that API server YAML file, or you can debug. So you can go to the log folder cd/etc var logs ls, and here pods ls, then you can find kube system kube API server ls. So here cd kube API server ls. So here log number 5. So we cat pi.log. So here's not showing something which is good, but here it's showing that 2359, and 2359 is not related with anything here. So instead of 2359 we should expect etc port etcd, that is 2379, and something else. So first fix it in YAML file and then we'll proceed for another. So I'll cd slash root ls cd slash etc Kubernetes manifest ls. So I advise, in if you are doing any changes in the manifest file, so first take a backup kube controller cp kube controller kube API server. Okay, then to the kube API server here in home kube API server .yaml.ori. Okay, so we have a file there, because if something bad I can change, or by mistake I had done some mistakes, so you can edit that file also. So now vi kube API server. So go to that here etc server. Here you are finding 2359. So here 2379, and you can go through the file and look for anything you are seeing that would not be good. Here secure port is not finding. Always check this secure port, because sometimes this secure port is not good. So just go through and you can just, I'm finding everything good. So wcube, and it is the static port, so it will take time of 15 seconds, something like that. So now cd slash root ls a gate nodes. So now it come back. Now you can check. So if some issue with the kube controller, then you will find that in kube controller log. So main, you should look for the log folder. So I'll give a little tip about the log folder. So if kubelet server service logs you have to find, then you cannot find in a folder. So you need to journalctl -u or -x, and then you can find it here. So controller, and if the static pod control plane static pod log, so hash static pod logs. So you can find that in cd where log, then if you forgot the path, then pods. Okay, then ls. Here you find logs for, but most of the time that kube controller log manager or kube API server, where is the kube API server, you will find the things. Okay, if some containerized log you want to find, then cd slash run slash container d, then iu container d runtime, or you can stepwise go cd ls, then iu container d runtime version, that is v2 tasks test iu slash, you will find the container IDs. So this UID you have to first find, and then you need to go to the find. Okay, so this container ID you need to find with the crickctl ps-a command. So here you will find a whole command, because if API server is not working, so you will not able to run the kubectl command. So in that case you need to CRI-CTL. This is the add-on, but I don't think CK will eat your time. So cd slash root ls, then pod logs. So pod logs will be there in var logs pods, and there you can find already I had shown you. So you can find the blog there, and kubeadm setup you can find in the etc cd slash etc kubernetes ls. So here you can find the conf files. So if this is a very advanced step, but I'm just showing you. But cd slash root, and for general for etcd logs you can find journalctl -u etcd. If not externalize, means I'm not finding it here. that command. uh, Control C. So it is not showing any entries, means it is not working with the system D. Okay. So thank you so much for your love and support. We'll back with another scenario where this port 6443 is not there. Till time, enjoy. Thank you so much for your love and support once again. Thank you so much for your love and support. And once again, we are back with another question, and that question is regarding the PV/PVC. Uh, if you are not aware about the PV/PVC and the return policy, I must advise you to watch my one of the playlist regarding PVC and storage class. So you have a little clear cut understanding about the things and the policy. Because if you messed with this question, then it is very difficult to come out and solve properly. So I advise to watch that video, so that if something happened mistakenly, then also you can able to solve this question. So, or related question. So what the question says: a deployment name app in the front namespace already running, but it does not persist wall persistent storage. So this is deployment which is running, means it is not related with that PVC. So create a persistent volume claim PVC name web PVC in the front end namespace with this much capacity. Use the existing retained persistent volume. There is only PV. Modify the existing deployment. Now it's your turn to modify this deployment and mount this volume and that PVC, so that mount the existing deployment to mount the PVC 8. So you have to means make this deployment to use PVC and apply that YAML to the cluster. Okay, so you can do it, apply the updated deployment to the cluster. So here it is saying that you just first take out this take this in YAML file and then edit and then apply. Or so let's get started, because this is a blank scenario, a blank environment, no scenario is ready. So first we have to make ready the make ready. So here I already given the step. So namespace creation, so you can create via YAML, or I can just simply create with the with the imperative command, and this is created. And now second, created a persistent volume web PV. So I just copy via PV. I'll just paste it. So here it is written that MNT data web, this directory must exist on. So you need to create this directory in. So just dir, just go to the elevate your position so that it is in administration. And now you can directory, which directory to create is //. So just exit and control L, apply. So PV is created. So just check the PV status. PV. So here status is available and policy is. So for this two thing, I advise you to watch this tutorial mentioned in the comment box. You have a little more clear understand. So now create a Nginx deployment. Don't worry till here, because it is already deployed. Things are already deployed. Now git hyphen. So it's so great. Now this is your setup. Now you have to solve question. So first step, a deployment name web is front end is already running, and here update. So I'm making it bigger so that you get deploy hyphen front end is web app. So here is the so take it in YAML file, backup deployment. Great. I'll take two, and in second touch I'm making modification. Okay, so first here create a persistent volume. So I'm creating a persistent volume claim. So how do we create? Just write PVC. Every link is given. So this type of link is already given with you. So just click that, control FFEEDBACK, and here you will find the persistent volume. Finding the right thing on the time is very important for you. So just copy and create a now paste it, and you will find so many things is missing. Which thing missing? So many. If one thing is missing, then also you are missed. So namespace is mentioned, so you need to mention that namespace is namespace content end. And then storage class is manual. I will let you know where the storage class is. But if it is manual, then it is manual. I'm writing because it is in the PV, or if it is not in the PV, then you can remove it also. And this access mode also should match with the PV, and that resource request, and this storage already given, which is 250 MI. My laptop is getting very slow. WQ. So we need to confirm access mode and storage class name. K describe. So web PV is here. Read RWO means read write once, and storage class is manual. So we had checked this thing. Now our PV is good to go. PVC is good to go. Once again, we'll check. We missed something. So name is not mentioned. We had forgot to mention that. So name it web hyphen. So everything is good to go. Now we'll apply hyphen app pvc dot yaml. Front end is not. Oh, sorry. I had mistakenly write front end hyphen is inserted. So I will correct that. This type of things mostly happen in exam. So be careful. Write the. You should always make a habit of copy paste so that everything goes good. So now k get pvc. I'll make control L. Now k get front end get. Here it is status goes to very good, and this is also get to bound, and this persistent volume claim web pvc. Okay, so persistent volume web front end web to claim name this. So very good to go. Now our turn is we need to change this YAML file. So we have already backup that YAML file. Now edit that YAML file, backup deployment -touch.yaml. We need to add a volume mount and PVC claim. So most of the time on the time we forgot that where to put. Okay. So I will give one command so that you can easily take care where these things are, because kube explain is very good command, but I I have amended that little tweaks. Just here below the name, I always put that volume mounts and name of. You can, if nothing is given, you can give your. But if name is given, then you should write that one. Here name is not given, so I'm just writing what I want. But this name should match with the claim volume mount match to the volume. So where volume is in this range, here in container, here in spec section. So at last I'll define here volume, then hyphen, and this should match with that name. And here persistent volume, this is must require claim, and that claim name is this. I remember, but you can just control F and volume claim. Here you can check volume. This type of you can copy it and paste it there. So I hope I had not made a mistake. If I had made a mistake, then it will not save. It will save as a temporary file. Okay. Sometime if mistakes has means if it is not giving good things means right thing, so you can delete status also. Okay, whole section of status you can delete, but I'm not making any changes, just WQ. Now k apply hyphen app backup hyphen touch YAML. So great, app is configured. Now I will check kget pv kget deployment hyphen and front end web app. 1 out of 1 is running. Instead of deployment, get pods. So this pod is also running. So you can describe pod also. Namespace is front end, persistent volume claim using web. Okay, so that's it. Thank you so much for your love and support. If you face any issues regarding this question, or you comment or any queries, you can write to us at Neo Cloud. Now, some people are little shy, so they can directly reach us. Here will not disclose disclose. We only take your comment and will answer. Thank you so much for your love and support once again, and soon we'll come up with the new question. And I know means I'm preparing more and more mock questions and preparation questions, so that you cannot you could be means much more confident, so that if any question will means you can have that much ability to solve any questions if you will go through all question in this series. You're trying to set up Kubernetes with Docker and getting stuck. Since Kubernetes version v.1.24, Docker doesn't support work out of box anymore. But there is a fix, and it takes less than 2 minutes. Kubernetes no longer support Docker directly as a container runtime interface. Now only support runtime that speaks the CRI, the container runtime, and Docker doesn't. That's why our setup is failed. So here is a mock question that describes the same situation. That install the dep package CRI dockerd, version is Ubuntu Fogel, and this is AMD, and enable start these services. So we must require to enable CRI dockerd, CRI docker services, CRI docker.socket services, and CRI start CRI docker services. So this is not available in my blank environment, so I need to get this file. So copy this link and paste it here. Surely I will provide the link of this file. So ls-l, so you'll find this file is here. So sometime thing is that you want that sudo permission and root user permission, so you can do like that, or otherwise sometime it won't needed. So sudo apt install -y./CRI, or else dpkg is also used to install this files. So I can use sudo dpkg -i and that file name. So better to use dpkg. If any dependency or any error, you first install the dependent, means install that sudo get update install, and there first systemctl daemon re-exec. This command is not much required, but this command tells systemd to re-execute itself, means it reloads its own binary into memory. When new systemd services are installed, like CRI Docker services and socket from the dep file, systemd may not pick them until it reinitializes. You can think like it's refreshing systemd itself. And second command which need, it's if this is not, you need to place sudo also. So I just place sudo also. Okay. So sudo systemctl enable CRI Docker services. Remember this command and 10 times, 20 times, so that you won't forget. Okay. Set the CRI Docker services to start automatically at the system boot. Why it is used? Ensure that dockerd is available every time when system restart. It create a system link in particular folders anytime you want a service to persist across reboots. And same command just now and services. Okay, so what it do? Enables the dockerd socket on the boot and start immediately at the same step. CRI docker.socket is socket activated services. When Kubernetes contacts the CRI socket at particular folder, systemd starts, and CRI dockerd if it isn't already running. This is always for socket activated services that you want running now and after the reboot, on the reboot. And the last one is that sudo systemctl start CRI docker.services service. This is manually start the actual CRI docker.services right now. Although the sockets can start automatically when accessed, it's a good practice to start it directly so that you can check its log status and debug early. In exam, it is advisable whatever you remember you do it, because sometime if it is a step marking, you will get some marks. It's just tips of the CKA exams. So now run sudo systemctl status CRI one wrong thing. So you'll find this. Now same thing you can do for socket also. Great. Now you can check whether that socket file exists. So here it is exists. This shows that system is ready for this init. So here I'm wrapping up, and if you want to get any query, means if you want to get in touch with me, or if you want to have any queries, I'm happy to resolve it. So you can connect with me at @neocloud.cloud gmail.com, and not found, but it is available. So I'm preparing a lot of stuff, which means I'm targeting on the topic which is not available mainly selectively on the internet, so many people can find it useful, not have the repeated one. Yes, repeated topic like the concept will always be there, but here out of the box topic is also available, which you won't find anywhere on internet before the video uploads. Thank you so much for your love and support. Stay tuned, stay connected, and